Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Anita Newby and I'm glad you joined me today. Again, I'm reviewing another movie. The movie I'm reviewing for us today is called Boss Level. This was released on Hulu in March of 2021. It is an action film with a little sci-fi twist to it, so I hope you will stick around and stay for my thoughts on this movie that I didn't even intend to watch but end up watching it. So hang around for my review of Boss Level. Boss Level. Well, this movie I saw on Hulu, and I want to preface this by saying a couple of things. First of all, I didn't know about the movie. I didn't know it was coming out, didn't know anything about it. I actually had moseyed on over to Hulu to check out Nomadland, right? Because it had gotten all these nominations and won these awards, and I wanted to see how I felt about this movie. So that was my intention. I was going over to watch Nomadland, which I still haven't watched, because it seems a little boring. But anyway, I'll probably get around to that. That's my plan. But as I was going through, and it'll show you like a new movie that came out, and I saw something that caught my eye. Now, it said that this movie was about a person who was caught in a time loop and had to solve their own murder. Oh my goodness. Listen, first of all, I am a sucker for anything about time. Like when there's variations in time travel, yes, but really when there's a disruption in the space-time continuum or people are caught in some sort of time loop, I am a sucker for that. So it had me at hello. I mean, I saw that description. I don't even think I did not watch the trailer. I saw the description and I made the determination that Nomadland was on hold, and today I was going to be watching Boss Level. Another thing that really grabbed me about it is that it's not a super long movie. I think it's like maybe an hour and 35 minutes. So I just knew that it was something that I'd be able to watch, that would be able to hold my attention. So I jumped into it. Again, didn't watch the trailer, just saw the description. So I thought, okay, this is going to be some type of sci-fi intrigue type movie, and it's going to be about science and different things like that. Okay, let me tell you that once I got into this movie, it was nothing like I thought. I mean, I knew in the first 5 minutes that it wasn't anything like I thought, and it was fine. I wasn't upset or disturbed about it. I was just shocked because I didn't even watch the trailer. I just jumped into the movie. And another thing that kind of grabbed me about the movie is that it starred Frank Grillo and Mel Gibson. Now, Frank Grillo looked very familiar to me, but I couldn't place him. It took me halfway through the movie before I could actually place him, right? But if you don't know who Frank Grillo is, he is an action star. He's been in a lot of things, but where I know him most from is the Marvel Universe. He's in classic scene in Winter Soldier, okay, in the elevator. So that's Frank Grillo, and he's one of those agents who works there. So he's an action star, does a lot of things in terms of action. So what I thought was like a sci-fi mystery, I thought it was going to be more like Deja Vu, like with Denzel, like that type of thing, trying to figure out a crime. No, this was all action. And let me tell you, I'm not against action. I am for an action movie. So I was actually delighted when I saw, okay, it's going to be less thinking and more just observation, more just fun. So I got into this movie and surprise, surprise, full of action. Moment one, full of action. So if you are a fan of action, you might want to check this movie out. It just was action from start to finish. And like you said, it's not giving anything away, but he is caught in a time loop and kind of has to figure out what's going on, which in the time loop, he gets murdered. And I heard him describe the film, and he said it's a combination of Groundhog Day meets Die Hard. And I think that's accurate. So this movie was so filled with action from moment one. Like, you don't get a breather. It's moment one is filled with action. And as you go along the journey, you see how the main character, I can't remember his name in the film, but how the main character just begins to figure things out, and as he begins to have memories of what happened before, because he's been in this day over 100 times. He's been reliving the same day. What a nightmare, right? Another thing that was a draw for me is that Mel Gibson was in the film, which when I saw that Mel Gibson was in the film, and when I just saw the description, I thought, oh, it's going to be like Signs or something like that. Oh, I was wrong. Very action driven. But again, we've seen Mel Gibson do all sorts of things. So I had no challenges with that. He can be a dramatic actor. He can be silly. He can be action. So I had no issues with that. So I was kind of excited to see Mel Gibson in this film as well. Now, let me say this. This film is very violent because there's a lot of action. So it's very violent. But I also want to say the type of violence that it is not the kind that's gory and makes you cringe. It's the kind that's so ridiculous that you kind of chuckle. I don't want to say Kill Bill level, but it's very over the top. You see it coming, you expect it. It's gross and it's violent, but it's also comedic. So this movie shocked me because I'm thinking that it's going to be some mind-bending, sci-fi thriller, and it turns out to be action. There's comedy in it. I didn't expect it to be comedic. So the first time I started laughing, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm missing the point of the movie. No. And then ridiculousness after more ridiculousness continues to happen. And I just laughed and had a good time. And I like the movie. Yeah, I guess I'll say that. I like the movie. It was fine. It was very entertaining. I like the movie because when you think the movie is over, and not in a bad way, you just think the movie is over because you think there's been a conclusion to things, but you know how it is with time. There is an alternative that he didn't account for. So he kind of has to go back and start all over again to try to make this other reality not come into existence. So I thought that was a good point. Like right in the middle of the movie, you're like, oh, I guess it's over. Cool. It's over. And then you find out, oh, there's a little twist that we didn't know about. So I did appreciate that. Guess who else is in the movie? No. Before I tell you that, let me give you my overall opinion about the movie. I did like the movie. It was enjoyable. It was filled with action. It's not really like a family-friendly movie of that sort, but it was filled with action. I laughed. And I have to admit, in like the first 15 minutes, I was like, ugh, I don't know that I'm going to be able to watch this because again, it's a time loop, so the things keep repeating. And to be honest, I don't think Frank Grillo is a great actor. So me watching him, it became very painful, and I was like, oh, he's just gonna keep talking. Okay, he's talking some more, and a lot of it is there are some spaces where he's narrating. So that became a little challenging for me because I was like, oh, but then right about minute 18, I don't know what happened, but it shifted. It was funny. I enjoyed it. And I just got all into it. Is it a good movie? Oh, no. No. I mean, it's not good. Will I watch it again? Maybe. And when I say it's not good, I mean, the plot is interesting and I think the writing is decent, but there are so many things that are absurd in the movie, which is not bad. And some of those absurd things make the movie enjoyable. Some of that action, that ridiculousness makes it enjoyable, and it's the kind of movie that you can unwind to. For me, some people can't unwind to violence. I can't. But if I have to get into a movie and think and be thoughtful and be emotionally attached, sometimes that drains me. This was not draining in any way. I was amused. It was comedic, but it was not good. Let me tell you why it wasn't good. It wasn't good because it was just so absurd. Like it was absurd. I liked it. It wasn't. Was it non-believable absurd? I don't even know. It's not even relevant because it was fun. But one of the things that I always look for in a movie is a balance in acting. Like the characters are positioned in a good way that they balance each other out. That nobody's overpowering on screen. Again, I said this before, no shade because I like him as a character actor, but in terms of having to deliver something emotional and dramatic, I'm a little challenged with Frank Grillo. acting skills, that may not be his forte because he focuses on action. Then you have the entrance of Mel Gibson, who can kind of do anything. And you can see where Mel Gibson kind of matched where Frank was at. Sometimes in my opinion, he overpowered him on the screen. But, Mel Gibson's super versatile and can match that. But guess who else was in the movie? Naomi Watts. Yes, Naomi Watts. Academy Award nominee, Naomi Watts. Film star. And, she's won other awards. She hasn't won an Oscar, but she's won other awards. She's an award-winning actress, and she was in Boss Level. She was the love interest to the main character. I think his name was Roy. And boy, when I say a total mismatch on screen for me, because her acting skills are so sharp. Everything she does is so intentional, so passionate. So her intensity, she didn't have a huge role. Well, I guess she did. He was in all of the movie, of course, but she had a major part. Like, she did have a major part in the movie. But when she would come on screen, the whole tone of the movie would change. And because she's so good at what she does, in my opinion. I'd be interested in what you felt about it. She's just very good. And they seemed like a very mismatched pair. And I kept thinking to myself, Naomi Watts, why? Why are you in this movie? Honey, what? But I'm glad she was, because I enjoyed her. She just didn't seem to fit. That's my opinion. And not because she did a bad job, just because her acting skills overpowered the role and overpowered the other acting. And then I kept thinking about, I was like, man, I don't know why she would be in this movie. But I thought, you know what? We've been in a pandemic and actors got to work too. So if somebody asked me to do something that may not be my first choice as an actor, I'm going to be, sign me up for Boss Level. Sign me up twice. So Naomi Watts is in it. There are also a couple of other people that are in it that are familiar to you. I think his name is Kim Jonghyun, the comedic actor. He's one of the hosts of the judges on The Masked Singer. I don't enjoy him. I didn't enjoy him in this. I don't enjoy him. He was in it, which tells you the balance of, like, it's just like a hodgepodge of actors. Like, who are all these people? Why would they even be in the same movie? And here he comes, with his standard role, because to me, he just has one character, and he's that character, whatever. So he's doing his standard role. And guess who else is randomly in the movie? And I think her name is Michelle Yeoh, maybe. I love her. She is the mother from Crazy Rich Asians. I love her acting. She's been in a lot of other things. She's an action star. Back in the day, she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But I love her. She was in the film, and she has a pivotal role, but it's not big and it's not major. But that just kind of tells you that this movie is kind of all over the place. But honey, is it entertaining? Yes. On my scale of entertainment rating, it gets an 8.5, maybe even a 9. It is entertaining. I can't say it's good. I can't say it's a work of art. I can't say that it was, I think the plot is well thought out. The execution of it, it's all right. But I sure was entertained. And a lot of times that's all I need from a movie. I don't always need for my thoughts to be provoked. While that's great that some movies do that, every movie, that's not its purpose or its role. I love to be emotionally engaged and feel strongly about a movie, but sometimes that gets exhausting too. So this movie was a breath of fresh air for me. Is it good? Should you watch it? If you like action, if you just want to be entertained, if you just want to laugh, there's some great shenanigans and tomfoolery that occur in this movie, all while people are getting beat up and shot and stabbed. Like, anything that could happen to a person happens in this movie. Well, I can think of a couple of things that didn't happen, but in general, ways to die, they covered the gamut. They covered it all. And the plot was really decent. It had a nice little interesting theme behind it. So it was entertaining, and should you watch it? Yes. Again, that's Boss Level on Hulu. So if you have access to Hulu, I encourage you to see this. Action, adventure, comedy, and it crosses off all those check marks for me. So I recommend it, but again, it's not good. I want to be clear. I'm recommending it, but it's not really good, okay? Now, if you've watched this far, I hope that you have subscribed to my channel. If not, please do so and turn on notifications. I'll try to upload new movie reviews at least once a week so you can have something to look forward to and see if you want to watch a movie or if you don't. Always form your own opinion, and I'd love for you to like, share, and comment any thoughts that you have about this film. And again, I invite you to watch Boss Level on Hulu. I am Anita, and Anita has done this. Okay, if you haven't seen the movie, that makes no sense to you. But if you have seen the movie, you'll be amused. That's Boss Level on Hulu. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy.